Hi folks, I'm Divok and welcome to the Spellbreak class preview for the Conduit. If you want to be a deadly yet nimble competitor on the battlefield, then you will want to play the Conduit in Spellbreak. The Conduit is a lightning-based mage zapping and zipping their opponents to death. Speed is their mantle. You move quickly, fire your gauntlet quickly, and you can decide battles quickly too. That being said, just like any mage, you still have some crazy huge abilities that look epic and seem to deal brilliant damage too. The Conduit dons a gauntlet of electrical energy. The lightning gauntlet deals at least 13 damage with each hit, but curves up and hits more reliably at higher ranked gauntlets. Each lightning gauntlet attack costs 18 mana to cast. This allows 5 shots in quick succession before you need to reload your mana. However, you do need more than those 5 hits to kill if you are unlucky, at long range, and have the weakest gauntlet rarity. The basic attacks are very fast moving and almost resemble a hit scan effect from other games, meaning there is no or very little delay between clicking and the damage hitting. There is also a slight spread to the attacks, meaning at longer ranges, you won't be able to confirm all of your hits, but at close ranges, you should be able to connect and drastically increase your damage potential. The secondary attack, or ultimate ability of the Lightning Gauntlet, is Lightning Strike. This summons a huge circle that calls down lightning strikes randomly. While the exact numbers are unknown, it looks pretty epic. The Conduit's passive is called Lightning Fast. Lightning Fast increases your sprint speed only by 20%, but that effect is broken for a short period should you take damage or make an attack. Lightning Fast is one of those very neutral abilities that no one is really worried or upset about, but neither do they really notice that it's there. Moving more quickly through the map can definitely have its uses, but it doesn't grant a drastic advantage, so no one will be calling for a nerf anytime soon. That being said, Lightning Fast is incredibly handy. If you start in a more remote location on the map, intending to loot your way towards the bigger final fights, then having 20% extra movement speed early can be a huge benefit, letting you set up in the next area more quickly, or just flat out beating your opponents to loot. The biggest drawback of this is that you can become accustomed to it. The passive does drop when you're in combat, so if you enter a dangerous area and take some damage, you cannot quickly move to a better location anymore. Similarly to the Pyromancer, once your passive is gone, the enemy has a distinct advantage over you. Hopefully you used Lightning Fast to loot yourself an advantage beforehand. The first Conduit scroll is Arc Flash. Arc Flash is a basic attack stimulant, sometimes leaving behind a ball of electrical energy after an attack, which pulses damage to nearby enemies. The scroll grants a 25% chance to summon a ball of energy at level 1, a 50% chance at level 2, and a 75% chance at level 3. Let's face it, we aren't all mechanical gods. Not everyone can ice snipe their way to victory from the other side of the map. Some of us want to let our clever plays and our strong sense of positioning define how we play, but we need some assistance in the accuracy department. Arc Flash allows just that. If you miss just by a little, there is a chance the ball will spawn and hit for you. This, as the Spellbreak team point out, is a vital thing to have in any game. You want to make sure that everyone feels like a badass, and they've certainly ticked that box with Arc Flash. Outside of just allowing players with less mechanical skill to land hits they otherwise wouldn't, Arc Flash can also be used to create your own battlefield, much the way the Pyromancer's Lasting Flame could. Spread your energy balls over a contested battlefield before the action begins, to make it harder for your enemy to maneuver, or simply fire a whole bunch of shots into a choke that you know your enemy has to pass through to create some breathing room for yourself. Arc Flash is the perfect scroll for those of a tactical mind. Perhaps your aim isn't as strong as it used to be, but with some assistance there, as well as control over the battlefield, you will feel unstoppable. The next Conduit scroll is Charged Rune. Charged Rune is a rune stimulant, dealing damage to enemies around you whenever you activate a rune on a 3-second internal cooldown. The scroll deals 30 damage to the nearest 2 people at level 1, 45 damage to the nearest 3 people at level 2, and 60 damage to the nearest 4 people at level 3. Charged Rune allows you to play offensively around your rune slot, which is typically a more defensive space, or at least a repositioning based cooldown. If you're out of mana, or if you haven't got an easy shot on your enemy, just get in close and activate your rune for up to 180 damage. Charged Rune can be used defensively though. If you believe the enemy are sneaking up on you, especially if they're using a form of invisibility, Charged Rune will let you spot them, as it will still hit through invisibility, and the damage numbers will appear wherever the enemy is hiding, allowing you to follow up with some damage, or get out of there now knowing that you're under attack. This can also be used to combo down an opponent with some crazy damage. Mix it with one of your ultimates, or a basic attack, to bring an extra force of damage the enemy didn't expect. The potential of this used to be incredibly crazy, as there was no internal cooldown, meaning you could trigger it constantly if you had an active rune, but that has since been balanced out. The final Conduit scroll is Lightning Rod. Lightning Rod is your elemental affinity scroll, making you not only immune to lightning storms, but to gain mana every time you are struck by one. The scroll grants you 5 mana for each lightning bolt that hits you at level 1, 10 mana every time at level 2, and 15 mana each time at level 3. Before I get into the advantages and uses of Lightning Rod, I feel like you need to know some context in which it was created. The Spellbreak team had just seen the latest Thor movie, and decided that they need to be able to stand in lightning storms and rain down hell on their opponents just like Thor does. Now you know you are effectively Thor, you can start to see how this ability can be used. Standing in your own or even your enemy's lightning storm will let you effectively be invincible for a short time, because you'll constantly be dealing damage to them if they even try to come out of cover. Lightning Rod really comes alive when you have Arc Flash though, as you now effectively have infinite mana in order to create a potential infinite number of energy balls across the battlefield. You can create your own storm that's more deadly than any closing circle from your typical Battle Royale. The Gauntlet combos available to the Conduit are Poison, Ice, and with a potential argument for Fire too. When a Poison Puddle, or better still, Poison Cloud, is hit with lightning, it creates a storm effect. This will slow and silence any enemy who comes close to it, holding them for longer in that deadly cloud of poison, which is, if we remember from our Pyromancer preview, an incredibly volatile and always at risk of exploding with some crazy fire damage. When lightning attacks a center an ice field, a similar effect is applied. This isn't as deadly as a poison cloud of course, but silencing and slowing your enemy is a fantastic advantage, and strikes fear into their heart. Our potential is fire. When ice is sent at fire, or vice versa, it creates steam. Little is known as the effects steam has, only that when lightning is shot into it, the silence effect is again created. One final note is that the Spellbreak team aren't entirely happy with the internal synergy and RNG of the Conduit. They do want to address this in future, so if any of these changes come, expect this video to be updated as well, making sure you guys are in the know. Thank you for watching the Spellbreak class preview for the Conduit. If you enjoyed the content, feel free to like and subscribe as it really helps the channel out, or go check us out on Twitter so you never miss another video.